Free NFL picks. This is action here for Sunday, October 8th. Tony T with our NFL pick show here for Sunday action. We have all 12 games. Before we get into just a couple things, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free NFL picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like college football, like Major League Baseball. Of course, hockey coming up this week, NBA in a few weeks. Lots of live shows with cappers giving out our live picks, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel with that like, that thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in the industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to our long-term passes. Hot cappers like Ramon Scott for the year. Joseph Schultz in there as well. Hollywood Sam's been on fire last 3 days. So has Collins. Look at the numbers from Collins. Nick Vartini in there. Collins, Hollywood Sam. Mindy with a big day yesterday, probably coming in strong. Joseph, click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here center of the page. Best bets, $15 premium pick. Our multi-packs there, click those tabs. Of course, our props now, we offer props, all documented. Of course, also profit guarantee on the prop packages, sold in 3-packs, multi-packs, or individual. Must turn a profit. With the amount you purchases, credit back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Also, you'll find our pick ticker here if you prefer. You may purchase the plays a la carte from the pick ticker with team versus team information. Props also on our pick ticker as well. Keep an eye on those. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys, so post your picks in the comments. We are looking for cappers, so apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead and let's get this one started. Jaguars and Bills NFL pick. Here we go for Sunday. All right. Jacksonville receiver Zay Jones questionable on defense. Their nose tackle is questionable with the linebacker out. Buffalo has healthy starters on offense. The defensive end is out with corner questionable. Jacksonville improved to 2-2 with their 23-7 victory in London to the Atlanta Falcons. Jaguars built that 17-zip halftime lead. Jaguars rushed for just over 3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 127 rushing yards to the Falcons for 5 yards per rush, but only 160 yards on 31 attempts here through the air. Trevor Lawrence hit on 23 of 30 for 207 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 6.9 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 42 yards. Jags had a +3 turnover margin. Buffalo improved to 3-1, a 48-20 home victory to Miami. Bills ran for 104 yards for 3.5 yards a carry. They allowed 142 rushing yards to the Dolphins for 7 yards a carry, plus surrendered 251 yards passing on 35 attempts. Josh Allen, 21 of 25 passing for 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. He rushed for 17 yards and a touchdown. Bills had a +2 turnover margin and recorded 4 sacks. Jaguars are holding teams to 3.9 yards a carry. They are not facing travel in this spot in London last week. Playing last week in London. The Bills are coming off a divisional home win last week in Miami. There are some red flags for Jacksonville here. They are 29th in the league on third down, 26th in the red zone offensively. Buffalo offensively, 2nd on third down, 6th in the red zone. Their defense sits 5th on third down, 9th in the red zone. Bills sit 5th in the league in yards per play, 6.2 yards, averaging 10 yards per completed pass, 7.5 yards per attempt. So getting those balls downfield. Jacksonville pass defense, the concern, they're giving up big plays here. 10.4 yards per completion, 6.8 yards per attempt. Buffalo, pretty good run game here, 4.6 yards a carry. And that's going to set up some big plays downfield in this game. Now, Josh Allen, past 3 games, 77% completion rate, 8 touchdowns a pick, 8.6 yards per pass attempt. Those 3 games resulted in wins by 28, 34, and 28 points. Play here, Buffalo, -5.5. Saints and Patriots NFL pick. This one here is on Sunday. Derek Carr is questionable for New Orleans along with left guard on offense. Also, tight end Juwan Johnson out. On defense, a cornerback is questionable. New England running back Stevenson questionable, as is their left tackle and left guards. On defense, a nose tackle and corner are questionable. New Orleans fell to 2-2, a 26-9 home defeat to Tampa Bay. Saints rushed for 70 yards. They limited the Buccaneers to 114 rushing yards for 3.5 yards a carry and 239 yards passing on 33 attempts. Derek Carr hit on 23 of 37 for 127 yards. He averaged just 3.4 yards per attempt and lost a fumble. Carr was bothered by an AC joint sprain during the week. New Orleans had a -2 turnover margin. New England fell to 1-3, a 38-3 road defeat to the Dallas Cowboys. The Patriots fell behind 28-3 at the half. They rushed for only 53 yards. New England allowed 124 yards to the Cowboys for just over 4 yards a carry. Mac Jones, 12 of 21 passing for 150 yards with 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.1 yards per pass attempt. Jones was benched due to ineffectiveness, but will remain as a starter. Patriots better against the run and in limiting big plays in the passing game. Cardinals just 17 of 26 to the spread on the road. Saints have struggled on third down offensively and last in the league in the red zone. Play here New England minus the 1. Ravens and Steelers NFL pick for action on Sunday. Odell Beckham here is questionable for Baltimore, as is their left tackle. Or right tackle is doubtful. On defense, or linebacker out. Corner is questionable. Pittsburgh's tight end. Left tackle and right guard are out on offense. On defense, an end is out with the linebacker questionable. Baltimore improved to 3-1, a 28-3 road win at Cleveland. Ravens were up 21-3 at the half. The team rushed for 131 yards. They limited the Browns to under 4 yards a carry with only 73 passing yards on 36 attempts. Baltimore was 4 of 4 inside the red zone and limited the Browns to 0 of 2. They did face the Browns' backup quarterback with injury to Watson, and with Cleveland going only 4 of 16 on third down. Lamar Jackson completed 15 of 19 passing for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.8 yards per pass attempt and had two rushing touchdowns here. Baltimore had a +2 turnover margin. Now Pittsburgh, they fell to 2-2. A 30-6 road defeat at Houston. The Steelers rushed for 114 yards for 4.5 yards a carry. They allowed the Texans 139 yards on the ground with 312 yards passing on 31 attempts. Kenny Pickett, 15 of 23, 114 yards and a pick. He averaged only 5 yards per attempt. Pickett, well, he was questionable with a bone bruise, but came off the injury report. Mitch Trubisky is the backup, played in 7 games last year, 65% completion rate, 4 touchdowns, 5 picks, 7 yards per pass attempt. Lamar Jackson, 22-12 the spread on the road. Steelers defense struggled here, giving up 4.7 yards per rush, 11.8 yards per completion, 7.1 yards per pass attempt. The Ravens are making big plays in the passing game with 7 yards per pass completion. Baltimore offense 5th on third down, best in the red zone. Their defense ranks 3rd in the red zone. Pittsburgh, 23rd on third down, 28th in the red zone. On the defensive side, 22nd red zone, 29th in total offense. They're really struggling on the ground and in the passing game. Also, poor accuracy in the passing game. 5.6 yards per pass attempt behind Pickett. Player Baltimore minus the 4. Giants and the Dolphins NFL pick. Here we go. This is action on. Boy, look at the line move on this one. Jiminy. Action here on Sunday. All right, New York left tackle and center out on offense. Running back Saquon Barkley questionable. On defense, linebacker questionable. Miami center on offense questionable. On defense, the linebacker is questionable. New York 1-3 after their 24-3 home defeat on Monday to the Seattle Seahawks. The Giants rushed for under 4 yards a carry. They allowed 5 yards per rush to the Seahawks with 160 passing yards on 26 attempts. Daniel Jones, 27 of 34 for 203 yards, 2 interceptions. He averaged 6 yards a carry, rushed for 66 yards. Jones was sacked 11 times, and one of his interceptions was returned for a touchdown. Miami fell to 3-1, a 48-20 road defeat to the Buffalo Bills. Dolphins rushed for 142 yards. They held the Bills to 3.5 yards a carry, but 310 yards passing on 25 attempts. Tua Tagovailoa hit on 25 of 35 for 282 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 8.1 yards per attempt. Tagovailoa was sacked 4 times. Miami had a -2 turnover margin. Dolphins have gone over in 3 of 4, and including their lone home game. Giants defense on the road give up an average of 29 points a game. Dolphins pass defense, though, kind of struggling here, allowing 71% completion rate, 10 yards per completion, 7.3 yards per pass attempt. Miami is number 1 in total offense in the NFL behind 6.3 yards per rush average, with really big plays in the passing game by averaging 13.5 yards per completion, 9.7 yards per pass attempt. Giants struggling in pass defense. They're giving up over 11 yards per completion and 7 yards per pass attempt. Play here will be New York and Miami over 47.5. Panthers and Lions NFL pick. Here we go for action on Sunday. Carolina offensive starters are healthy. On defensive safeties out with corner questionable. Detroit has their receiver Brown doubtful with Reynolds and Williams questionable. Their left tackle and right guard questionable. On defensive safeties questionable. Carolina falls to 0-4. A 21-13 home defeat to Minnesota Vikings. Panthers rushed for under 3 yards a carry. They surrendered 135 yards on the ground to the Vikings with 130 passing yards on 19 attempts. Bryce Young completed 25 of 32 for 204 yards. He averaged 6.4 yards per attempt. Young was sacked 3 times, and his fumble was returned for a Vikings touchdown. Detroit improved to 3-1. A 34-20 road win on Thursday night to the Green Bay Packers. Lions were up 27-3 at the half. The team rushed for 211 yards. They limited the Packers to 27 rushing yards with 203 passing on 36 attempts. Jared Goff, 19-28 for 210 yards with a touchdown and a reception. He averaged 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Lions have the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL by allowing 280 yards a game. Panthers downfield passing attack 31st, just 7.4 yards to completion, 4.7 yards per pass attempt. Lions balanced to their offense. Carolina 26th in the league in the red zone. Detroit's really done a good job getting off the field on third down. They sit 11th in the league. Goff 16-10 as a home favorite. Goff has a 73% completion rate at home this year. The play here, Detroit minus 9.5. Texans and Falcons NFL pick for action on Sunday. Houston left guard is out with their left tackle questionable. On defense, a linebacker out with defensive tackle and corner questionable. Atlanta starters on offense and defense healthy. Houston improved to 2-2, a 30-6 home victory to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Texans rushed for 139 yards with 3.5 yards at carry. They allowed 114 yards on the ground to the Steelers with only 111 passing yards on 28 attempts. C.J. Stroud, 16 of 30 passing for 308 yards with 2 touchdowns. He has yet to throw an interception this season. Atlanta fell to 2-2, a 23-7 road defeat to the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. Falcons rushed for 127 yards for nearly 6 yards a carry. They limited the Jaguars to over 3 yards per rush with 195 passing on 30 attempts. They had a -3 turnover margin. Desmond Ridder, 19 of 31 for 191 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Ryder also lost a fumble and 1 interception was returned for a Jaguars touchdown. 2 straight wins for Houston, and they have played a tough schedule. Falcons past 2 games held to 7 and 6 points. Texans averaging 281 yards a game through the air with efficient passing, 11.8 yards per completion, 7.4 yards per attempt. Desmond Ridder leads in an inefficient passing game, 8.4 yards on completion, 5.3 per attempt, plus a lot of struggles on third down. Texans pass defense has been outstanding. Houston moves the chains, sitting 4th on third down. Play here, Houston plus the 2. Titans and Colts NFL pick. Here we go for action on Sunday. Tennessee receiver Bucks is out. On defense, their nose tackle out. The Indianapolis left tackle out. On defense, their defensive end and linebacker is out. Tennessee improved to 2-2. A 27-3 home victory to Cincinnati Bengals. Titans found their run game with 173 yards on the ground. They limit the Bengals to 72 rushing yards on 139 passing on 30 attempts. Ryan Tannehill, 18 of 25 for 240 yards with a touchdown and interception. Derrick Henry had 122 rushing yards and completed a touchdown pass. Indianapolis fell to 2-2, a 29-23 home overtime defeat to the LA Rams. The Colts fell behind 23-0 midway through the third quarter. The team rushed for 133 yards. They gave up 164 rushing yards to the Rams with 303 passing on 40 attempts. Anthony Richardson completed 11 of 25 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 8 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 56 yards with a touchdown. Richardson returned after missing the previous week with a concussion. Titans sit 28th in total offense with struggles in the passing game by averaging 6.2 yards per attempt. Colts have defended the run well, allowing 3.8 yards per attempt. This is a high-volume passing attack for the Colts that is 3rd in the red zone. The Titans defense allowed 71% completions with 7 yards per pass attempt. Tennessee offense is 24th on third down, 29th in the red zone. Titans have lost both road games, averaging 9 points a game. Tannehill on the road, completing just 49%. 3 interceptions, 5.1 yards per pass attempt. Play here, Indianapolis plus 2.5. Bengals and Cardinals NFL pick. This is action here for Sunday. T. Higgins questionable for Cincinnati. On defense, a linebacker out with defensive end. Linebacker and both corners are questionable. Arizona has their right guard questionable. On defense, a defensive tackle out. Linebacker questionable. Cincinnati fell to 1-3. A 27-3 road defeats Tennessee. Bengals went up 3-0 early, then got outscored 27-0 the rest of the way. They rushed for 72 yards for 4 yards at carry. Titans surrendered 173 yards on the ground, and the Titans with 227 passing on 26 attempts. Joe Burrow completed 20 of 30 passes for 165 yards for 5.5 yards per attempt. Burrow told the media on Wednesday his calf was feeling a bit better. Arizona's drops to 1-3, a 35-16 road defeat to San Francisco. Cardinals rushed for 105 yards for just over 4 yards a carry. They gave up 124 yards on the ground to the 49ers with 271 passing on 21 attempts. Joshua Dobbs, 28 of 41 for 265 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He rushed for 48 yards. Cincinnati has the worst offense in the NFL, averaging 236 yards a game, 4.1 yards per play. They average just 4.4 yards per pass attempt. That sits 32nd in the league. Healthy Joe Burrow is a concern with that calf. Dobbs has been accurate, 71% completions. Bengals defense allowing 5.1 yards per rush, 10.8 yards per completion, 6.9 yards per pass attempt, sitting in the lower third of the league. The team is 26th on third down. Cardinals do a good job on third down and red zone. Bengals in their 2 road games have been outscored 51-6. Burrow on the road averaging only 4.1 yards per pass attempt. Play here Arizona up plus the 3. Eagles and Rams NFL pick for action on Sunday. Philadelphia offensive starters are healthy. On defensive tackles out. Los Angeles has a right guard out and left tackle questionable. The defensive starters are healthy. Philadelphia improved as 4-0, a 34-31 home overtime victory to the Washington Commanders. Eagles rushed for 104 yards for under 3 yards a carry. They allowed 107 yards on the ground to the Commanders with 258 passing on 41 attempts. Jalen Hurts, 25 of 37 for 319 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 8.6 yards per pass attempt. Los Angeles improved to 2-2, a 29-23 road overtime victory at Indianapolis. Rams blew a 23-zip lead midway through the third quarter. They rushed for 165 yards. Los Angeles allowed 133 yards on the ground to the Indianapolis Colts with 196 passing on 25 attempts. Matthew Stafford, 27 of 40 passing for 319 yards with a touchdown and a reception. He averaged 8 yards per pass attempt. Eagles have the 5th-rated offense in the NFL. They rush for 4.7 yards a carry. Rams are allowing 4.4 yards per rush and holding passing offenses at 6 yards per attempt. Rams are a high-volume passing team, and the Eagles do allow 67% completion rate. Philadelphia running game can open up the passing attack here on this fast track. Los Angeles has been efficient in the passing game, averaging 11 yards per completion, 7 yards per pass attempt. Eagles offense good on third down, but they do sit 25th defensively on third down, 28th in the red zone. Rams offense has been good on third down and in red zone, but defensively 26th in the red zone. Play here Los Angeles and Philadelphia over 50.5 points. Jets and Broncos NFL pick. Here we go for action on Sunday. New York offensive starters are healthy. On defense, a cornerback is out. Denver running back Javonte Williams is questionable, as is their center. Their starters on defense are healthy. New York fell to 1-3, a 23-20 home defeat to Kansas City Chiefs. The Jets rushed for 108 yards on 18 carries. They surrendered 204 yards rushing to the Chiefs with 197 passing on 30 attempts. Zach Wilson, 28 of 39 for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.3 yards per completion. Denver improved to 1-3, a 31-28 road win at Chicago Bears. Broncos overcame a 28-7 deficit late in the third quarter. They gained 97 rushing yards on 19 carries. Denver allowed 171 yards rushing to the Bears with 300 passing on 35 attempts. Russell Wilson, 21 of 28 for 223 yards with 3 touchdowns. He averaged 8 yards per completion. Broncos had a +2 turnover margin. New York sits with the 30th ranked offense in the NFL by averaging 253 yards a game. Passing game is near the bottom of the league, 8.7 yards per completion, 5.1 yards per attempt. Denver has the worst ranked defense in the NFL in about every area. But at home, they play much better, holding teams to 324 yards a game, 3.5 yards per rush. Now, in the Jets' road game, they were held at 215 yards with 10 points. The defense coughed up 364 yards. Then New York is 32nd last on third down. The defense 28th on third down. Broncos in their past 3 games have averaged 28 points a game with 358 yards. Play here Denver -2.5. Chiefs and Vikings NFL pick for action on Sunday, Kansas City has healthy starters on offense. On defense, a middle linebacker is questionable. Minnesota starters are healthy. On defense, a linebacker is questionable. Kansas City improved to 3-1. A 23-20 road win at New York Jets. Chiefs rushed for 204 yards. They allowed 108 yards on the ground to New York with 228 passing yards on 39 attempts. Patrick Mahomes, 18 of 30 passing for 203 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He rushed for 51 yards. Minnesota 1-3 with their 21-13 road win at Carolina. The Vikings ran for 135 yards with over 5 yards a carry. They held the Panthers to 83 rushing yards with 149 passing on 32 attempts. Minnesota got a touchdown on a fumble recovery. Kirk Cousins, 12 of 19 passing for 139 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.3 yards per pass attempt. 1 interception was returned for a 99-yard touchdown for Carolina. Chiefs have the third-rated offense in the league, averaging 393 yards a game. They are running for 4.7 yards a carry, and they're efficient in the passing game by averaging nearly 11 yards per completion, 7 yards per pass attempt. The Vikings struggled defensively against the pass by allowing 77% completion rate, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. Minnesota has the third-rated passing offense, efficient at it. KC third offensively on third down. Patrick Mahomes in his road games, 26-14 of the over. AFC versus NFC, so the teams here, they don't know each other. This usually favors the offenses. Play here at Kansas City, Minnesota, over 52.5. Cowboys and 49ers NFL pick. Here we go, Sunday night. Dallas starters on offense healthy. On defense, a middle linebacker questionable. San Francisco starters on offense and defense healthy. Dallas improved to 3-1, a 38-3 home victory in New England. The Cowboys rushed for 124 yards. They limited the Patriots to under 2 yards a carry with 200 rushing yards on 30 attempts. Dallas had a +3 turnover margin, returning a fumble and an interception for a touchdown. Dak Prescott hit on 28-34 passing for 261 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 7.7 yards per pass attempt. San Francisco 4-0 after their 35-16 home win to Arizona. 49ers rushed for 124 yards for 4 yards a carry. They allowed 105 yards on the ground to the Cardinals for 4.1 yards per rush with 257 passing on 41 attempts. 49ers were 5 of 5 inside the red zone. Brock Purdy, 28-21 passing for 283 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 13.5 yards per completion with a rushing touchdown. They faced off in the playoffs the past 2 seasons with wins by 49ers by 6 and 7 points. San Francisco is 5th in total defense by allowing 284 yards a game. Dallas runs and passes about evenly. The passing game is not stretching out much downfield. 8.8 yards per completion, 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Brock Purdy, 8-1 of the spread as the home favorite. 49ers are second in total offense, averaging 398 yards a game. They are getting 4.6 yards a carry on the ground, and the Cowboys struggle in that area by allowing 4.6 yards per rush to opponents. 49ers, a big play passing team, 12 yards per completion, nearly 9 yards per pass attempt. Cowboys offensively 30th in the red zone. Dallas is without their best defensive player for the season, Trayvon Diggs. Without him, they dropped a 28-16 decision at Arizona. 49ers have won their home games by an average of 18.5 points, and their 4 wins have been by 7 or greater points. Play here San Francisco -3.5. All right, that was our NFL Pick Show here for Sunday's action. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free NFL picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports, like college football, like Major League Baseball. Hockey's coming up next week. NBA a couple of weeks away. Of course, lots of live shows with lots of cappers giving out plays here on the channel as well. A lot of cappers contribute to our channel with their picks. Make sure you subscribe. Also, if you would, support our channel with that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. And remember to visit our site, TonySpeaks.com, for our best plays. Our premium picks are there. You see the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. Follow the link in the description. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys later.